This week on the show, we're talking odds and ends. With all the news that's been coming, there's still really not a lot to talk about. So we're going to take this opportunity to take a look back and revisit some of the things that we just didn't spend enough time on. We also have what we call news and our usual fun and banter. The trailer's got to be coming soon on Shadow of the Dragon. Welcome to Shadow of the Dragon. It's episode number 59. Woo!
59! Woohoo!
And we finally made it. Only 33 minutes of 48 minutes of technical difficulties, and we are here.
Ba-bam.
I mean, all my stuff was working.
So if you're not joining us in chat, I made an alternate intro just to kind of troll people. So that'll be at the end of the show if you want to hear it. So what you guys been up to?
It was fun. About 5'7.5". I've grown a half an inch.
The doctors measured me like last month, and they said I'm 5'3". So.
Wow, I didn't know you were that short, Kora.
I'm taller than I was before. Like.
Oh, are you? Oh, I'm so sorry.
The last time, like a year and a half ago when they measured me, they were like, "You're 5'2". So this doctor said I'm 5'3", so I grew.
Yeah, well, you're going to pay him more, right?
Yeah, yeah. Still growing after all these years. If doctors would
give me an additional inch, I'd be a happy man.
So would your wife. All right. So
I'm quitting the show.
So Miko's not with us tonight. She's, she's working hard, new job and everything's taking the night off. I probably broke her shoulders. She carried me so hard last week. That's what it is. But we're back. We settled the audio issues. I talked about this in pre-show while we were kind of tooling around with everything. I spent 2 weeks first focusing on the audio recording. And last week I realized that the audio quality is bad. And you know what? I've tried everything. The most that I can do is crank the audio way up and then try and normalize it. But when I do that, there's still this distortion in it that's no good. So there's nothing I could do to improve that audio. I apologize. What's out there is the best that it's going to get, and it's done. The good news is I have more filters and stuff in place for my computer. I pretty much solved the ground loop that was causing the problem. You can hear now, all you hear are the fans of the many computers that are in my office. So I apologize for that. There's nothing I could do about it. It happens. So we're just going to move forward. Just like A-Net, we're not going to look back. We're just going to move forward. All right. So, Kora, what have you been up to in game? I saw you got a shiny.
I got a shiny? Oh,
Two shinies.
Dolvik gifted me the Alpine bunny goat, and it's fabulous. I love it. Oh my god, I love it so much. It makes me love the bunny, and the bunny was, it was okay, but the bunny is the one where it's like, oh, 1/4-inch decorative legend, you have foiled me again.
I saw the head of
you
that.
son of a bitch.
I saw the head of that bunny thing in like some kind of satanic movie. It was like Omen or something like that. Because when you look at that thing is pretty evil looking, that bunny.
No, it's not.
It is.
Somebody said it looked like the Tauntauns from Star Wars, and I'm yeah, it does.
It does kind of look like the Tauntauns, but it also looks like the goat beast from Omen.
I didn't see that, so that's not what I think of. So there. Anyways, I love it. It's fabulous. I've been hopping around on that. And then I actually put some money down, and I bought the expensive lion griffin mount skin. So I have a thing. I really, really love griffins. It's the mascot of my alma mater. They actually have a taxidermied griffin, which is a little weird and morbid. But so I love griffins, and I love griffin art. And so when it was like, oh my god, they actually did like a legit really cool job on this lion griffin, I had to have it. So I bought it. And it's very pink.
That thing is pretty cool. The lion head is cool on it, but the feathers are too feathery.
Oh, no, I love the feathers.
Too much feather.
No, I love the feathers. It's just the right amount of feathers. So I have my 2 pretty mounts, and that's awesome. And then just this week on Wednesday, I hopped in and I ran around. It was Iston with Dry Top, the Dry Top Guild. They were doing bounties in Istan, and so I ran around with them, and I was in the chat and Discord, and we were talking, and so that was a lot of fun. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing more stuff on Friday," and I'm like, "I'm podcasting, so I can't join, but y'all have fun." So I hope that they're having a lot of fun playing, and that they didn't have technical difficulties. But what about you, Gord? What or Gallios? Gallios? What has Gallios been up to?
Gallios has been doing some different things. I totally played PvP ranked. I know, right?
Nice.
I totally played ranked PvP. I actually did pretty good. I was almost 50-50. I think if I would have had time for one more match tonight, I'd have been 50-50 for the week. In Jasper level, PvP second level. I just broke second level. I didn't play a ton, but I realized I'm really actually pretty damn good with the Renegade in PvP. I mean, really good. I used to be able to hold a point 1v1. Yeah. I'm holding point 3v1 with my Renegade, at least long enough for help to come. Oh, so nice. It was really, really fun. And Cajun Cujo, have you been trying to play PvP with me? I didn't get any messages.
Yeah, he said you ignored
Yeah, I don't want to ignore. I want to do it as a team. It was actually, I had a really good time. I think I only caught that hack a couple of times while I was playing, the hack that we spoke about before, and it's not really a hack. It's more of a,
it's manipulation,
exploitation.
It's match manipulation.
Yeah, match manipulation. I think I only ran into it once because I literally saw a guy jumped out of the start point and just stood there. Yeah. So, anywho, it's actually been pretty fun. I didn't know I could actually 1v1 that well, and I'm liking it. I think Renegade's my new PvP guy. I'm no longer going to do the Soul Beast. I had a good time. And then, of course, I play tons of World v World still. And I've been hanging out with HCH Guild because most of our people aren't playing during the times that I get to play. So, I don't get to see my friends very often. But when I do see them, they usually jump into Mog with me, and they'll run around. We usually do run around in the same group. But HCH has been real fun. They were real accommodating. Welcomed me in to run with them, and I had a really good time the other night. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Other than RL stuff, I've had a good time.
Good.
What about you, bud?
I logged in and accepted.
I kind of knew the answer, but we're obligated to ask you.
I logged in and accepted my invite to the HCH Guild as well. I do plan on jumping in and trying to get some WW time in, but I am absorbed in WoW. I didn't even log in this week or last week. I've been running around getting my bones for my free Ghost Moose mount that's coming through archaeology. So I'm about halfway there. I'll finish it up tonight probably.
Like someone we know very well said, nice moose.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not coming on here every 2 weeks to trash Go Wars 2 or anything like that. I still like the game, but it's just WoW has a lot more for me right now than Go Wars 2 does. It just does. But I'm also experiencing.
There's a lot of newness for you. That's why.
What it is.
I mean, there's you're an achievement hunter. You're a you like to get that satisfaction of completing something. And right now, there's nothing for you to complete. So I get it.
I need
we
the
all
next
get
chapter,
it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so
I need to get off my butt and get my Warbringer. I need to get that done.
yeah, because I've got the last piece. All I'm doing is saving up mats to actually throw it in the forge. So come on, bro.
Yeah,
We
I'll
need
be
to
in.
duo. We need to duo that thing. Big Warbringers.
See, the thing about WoW is every time it's like even I'm bad. Like I'm up till like 12, 1 o'clock every morning before work, and I'm like, okay, let me just do this one quest, and then, oh crap, here's another quest. I got to do this quest. Oh, this world quest. Oh my god, I got to do the world quest. So it's like it's just everything you do. I feel like everything you do in WoW is you get that reward that you were talking about, Gallios. That's just there's always something. Whether it's a mount, whether it's a armor, whether it's reputation, just story, whatever it is, it's there's always something. So that's what's got me right now.
Yeah, and I figured that out after a couple of weeks of you starting to play it. I started seeing what it is that's really attracting you, and it's the fact that you get to achieve something right now.
Yeah,
and that's that's you. That's what you need right now.
Yeah,
and I have been playing a little bit myself. I know I don't play as much as y'all want me to play. I have a really hard time with battle mechanics. I just can't get.
Listen,
you don't know how many times I double tap.
You need to get. Did you get a level 90 boost for Draenor, or did you get a level 100 boost?
All I did was I don't think I got anything.
You didn't get a boost with.
I don't think so.
Oh, no,
I just did a
Legion,
1 month
right.
subscription, right? Yeah. So I'll probably buy it later as I get higher level. Right now, it's just the grind and getting used to playing it, and
tough.
Guild Wars still has a pull for me because of what I like to play. The game modes I enjoy playing, it still has a pull for me. So,
Listen, carve out some time. I'll take you into a dungeon. I'll power level you.
Yeah, I used to do that. We did that when I was with when Mog played for a long time. Yeah. So we had a group for a while, and then it just kind of faded away. But anyway,
that's what happens with WoW. I guarantee you by the end of 2018, I probably won't be playing as much WoW as I will. I might even unsub. It depends, because I just subbed for 6 months because I'm pretty sure BFA is gonna be out before that. And really, what comes with Battle for Azeroth is what decides my future in a MMO, because it's good to mix it up with games and everything else, but when you play an MMO, it's very hard because there's always something going on daily. There's always something going on for the weekend. There's always something going on, so it's really hard to split two MMOs. So we'll see. But I'm pretty excited to get in there and do some W-dub.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you coming in with me. Like I said, I had a really good time. I usually see some friends from Mog that play, and like I said, whenever I see them and they see me, they stop whatever they're doing, because we all have like sub guilds that we play for. And what was cool about HZH this time around is they basically don't force you to rep. They just want you to run with them, which I thought was really cool, and I really had a great time with them the other night. They were telling jokes. I mean, we were laughing, and it reminded me of Mog when we were playing World v World 4 or 5 times a week. And that was really fun to get back to. So it was pretty cool, and I thank them for that. Like I said, I still rep Mog. They had no problem with it. I was in their Discord.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
That's my rule. I don't rep anyone but Mog. I'll jump into another guild or something if I have to. I'll jump in, but for the majority of being in WDub, I rep Mog.
Yeah, so do I. Gotta
represent.
Gotta represent your guild. It's my family. It's my online family, and if that's hard to believe, all you have to do is talk to anybody that's in my guild.
Yeah.
And you'll understand that we're family, and I think we found some friends via Tox and Kyrath that kind of feel the same way. It was an easy flow in. I mean, I felt like I was at home. So it was pretty cool.
Well, I'm serious. We should talk to HCH about, making an alliance once that becomes a thing.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's it for that. We do have some news to go over, and I'm not prepared, even though I moved everything around. Now I am prepared. Look at this. It's so much easier. All right. So with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with what we call news. And we're back, as everyone in chat laughs at us.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so first and foremost, Lunar New Year finally came into the game. Has anybody played it?
No, I never played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Kora, at the very least, you should be buying...
You need to fade. Okay, there we go.
Oh, was it too loud?
Yeah, it wasn't fading. Normally it fades.
See, you can hear it now because it's all proper. But anyway, Kora, you should at least be buying your daily envelopes because you'll definitely make a profit on it. I think it costs 14 gold, if I remember right. It's 16 gold.
16 gold.
But you'll get back at least your 16, and you have a chance of getting up to 24 or 26.
That's so sweet of you to think I have 16 gold.
I could send you 16 gold.
Yeah, so could I.
I still have that. I haven't played in a month and a half, and I still have that.
What'll happen is at least out of 32, you'll get one of the lanterns, I think it is. I forget what it is, or it's a some kind of special deal, and it's like worth 8 gold. So sometimes you get it back, but you make your gold back shy a couple of silver.
No, you make your gold back.
Well, if you sell everything that you get with it.
How does it work? Because like I said, I've never done it. Okay. I've never cared.
You go to the little Imperial girl that's there right at the base of the steps when you come into Divinity's Reach between the watchwork nights or into the Queen's Pavilion. Talk to her, buy your maximum amount for your daily, and it's either 14 or 16. They're 1 gold apiece. Okay. You'll open it up and you'll get certain items. Some items are only worth 50 silver. Some are worth 1 gold, but you have an off chance of getting some that are worth 10. You have a really rare chance of getting some that are worth, like, I think 25 or 80 gold. I don't remember exact.
Whatever I get, just sell on the trading post, or is this stuff to like?
No.
You sell it to the vendor.
It sells
it right to the vendor you buy it from.
If you want the safer bet, you could spend the 16 gold, buy the Divine Lucky envelopes, and I believe if you sell all 16, you get 20 gold back. So if you have the safe route, small profit that you can get daily, or you could do the gamble, and you will always at least get your gold back. Sometimes you might lose 50 silver, but you generally always get your gold back. Something you should do. It's a good way to make money. It's the best way to make money in the game. But when you open the divine envelopes, you got to make sure you shoot off your fireworks and get your magic find.
So you get your magic find up. Yeah, you get your boost up real quick. And again, I've gotten like 2 or 3 of those nuggets, so I made like 24 gold out of maybe doing that.
I'm gonna have to keep track because I'm curious with my terrible luck.
No.
I mean, and we've talked about this before. My luck is up over 200%, and I have terrible luck in the game.
But even if you have terrible luck and get nothing good, you get your 14 or 16 silver back.
I'm going to like track it. I'm going to write down how much money I start with and then get all the things, sell all the things, and then write how much money I have to end with.
Well, you could sell
and
everything.
I would laugh hysterically if I actually end with less.
If you don't want to take the RNG route, you could sell everything on the trading post and you'll make at least 4 gold profit. So it's a good way to extend your gold over the 3-week festival or 2-week festival.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah. And you can buy 16 daily. Like at first when I did it, I thought I could only buy 1. I wasn't paying attention. And then Pockland was on one night and we were talking about it because it was a World v World night. And the ladies were talking about, what they were getting and stuff like that. And they talked about doing the greater dog, whatever, lantern that you can get as a backpack, which I made today, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I made that today. But you get that backpack, and he was talking about it, and he said, "Oh, you can buy 16 a day." I was like, "What? What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And I had one like 8 gold buying 1 at a time, just out of there's just, I think it's some kind of nugget that you get, lunar nugget or something like that, and it's worth 8 gold.
Well, one of them's worth either 16 or 20. I don't remember what it is. But it's something you should do, because if you, like I said, if you do it 1 or 2 times and your RNG is not that great, you're not picking stuff up, then just sell it on the trading post. You'll get a 4 gold profit. So it's the best money making opportunity in Go Wars 2. So that's definitely something you should do.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean, it's the typical achievements. They're mostly around Dragon Ball, and I believe most of them were 0-point values, so I didn't even waste my time to even look at it. Dragon Ball is my least favorite thing.
And what's crazy, I rocked Dragon Ball this year.
People are speed hacking in it, too.
Yeah, I kicked their butts anyway.
Inks brought it up on Twitter that people are speed hacking.
Yeah, I'll talk about that later.
So, oh, good. All right, so moving on. If you want to share some ideas with the WW team, they're looking for quality of life requests on the forum. This went up about a week ago. I saw this, and it is just a thread on the forums. It was from Ben. He said, "Hey folks, as you know, the world restructuring plan we've been discussing is a fairly long-term project. While we work on that, we might have a bit of bandwidth here and there to do some minor QOL stuff. We'd love your input on what you'd like to see." And blase. This
Commander Spoon.
Well, no, this is more quality of life stuff. So
I feel like the Commander Spoon dropping more frequently is a quality of life thing, Gord.
Yeah, could be. Just drop by the forums and put a post. There's about, let's see, this went up on February 9th, and there are 6 pages of responses so far. So...
And it doesn't look like they're even calling it the Commander Spoon anymore when you've already gotten it. They call it a broken spoon.
Yeah, it is a broken spoon.
Because I've gotten that tons. I don't know why you're not getting it. I have gotten it so many times.
The broken spoon
I live
drops,
there.
Yeah, the broken spoon drops once for Tequatl as well, because there's the Tequatl has a special spoon that you have to get, and it took me a long time to get that one. And then once you get it, the broken spoons will drop more frequently. But getting the initial thing, and I haven't lived in World v World. I kind of, the more I don't get the Commander Spoon, the more bitter it makes me, and the less I want to go into World v World.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now. If I ever come in the game and see you on again, which I've done numerous times and seen you playing, I am going to snag you, and you are going to follow me, and you are going to follow me closely. And you are going to get that goddamn spoon. We
need to put it on the schedule, every Wednesday from this time to this time, Kora and Gallios are World v Worlding until I get my spoon.
Yeah.
Sunday nights.
Sunday night, what time?
Sunday nights. I usually start at 6:30 Central p.m.
Which makes
6:30 p.m. Central, which would be 4:30 or 3:30 your time.
I go to a Crafton chat at a tea house on Sundays.
When do you get back?
I get back about 5 p.m. my time, but maybe not.
We'll just be wrapping up at that time.
Yeah, but maybe not.
We'll have to schedule something. Might be later. Because we'll have to because we can do this.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to figure something out. So we'll pick a night. Okay. Swing by the forums and leave your QOL requests.
Spoon Kora. Okay, that has multiple meanings, so I feel like we need to be very careful there, Cujo.
Okay, so moving on. The next thing we have is Gelgray put up a post clarifying buying and selling runs. So this is runs for raids, runs for dungeons, runs for this ever. So Gal wrote, over the past few months, we have seen a surge in the number of in-game sales related to the completion of challenging encounters and achievements. We've been gathering feedback both internally and externally, and we wanted to provide some clarification to players about our policies on this subject. Reaching back to the roots of Guild Wars, selling runs has been a core role for certain members of the community. I sold many Black Widow runs in Guild Wars
GW1. Yep.
Hell yeah. We recognize that some players are not able to complete all content. Other players have provided a service of convenience or carry through the years. And our official stance is that the selling or buying of runs is completely acceptable. However, there is a point where things get a little more tricky, such as when account sharing is involved or when the transfer of enormous wealth for raid runs take place. At this point, we believe we need to clarify a few things. First, account sharing is incredibly risky. It often leads to compromise of the account, after which account may be locked for an indefinite period of time or permanently terminated. We very seldom were able to retrieve and return previously shared account to its owner, and is why we strongly recommend that you never share your account with anyone. Second, after digging into the origins of the funds involved in large transfers, we learned that almost all of them were directly involved in some form of fraud and or RMT. Obviously, fraud is disallowed in real money trading. RMT is absolutely against the rules. So that's what they're looking at. The full statement is on the forums. We'll have a link in show notes, but that kind of makes it clearer, because I know a lot of people have been complaining that there's a lot of raid selling going on and stuff. So I know one of the QOL requests was that ANET makes a selling tab. So,
well, I know that we did a lot of the runs back in the day in Guild Wars 1. You know, there were the few things that people just could not get through, and sometimes they just didn't have a group to do it with, and that's all it took. So, yeah, I remember doing runs, and I never charged for it myself, but I did say donations were welcome. So,
yeah,
you know, I think if you keep it respectable, they're okay with it. Yeah. You know, if you're not a jackass, it's no big deal. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as clear as it gets.
Yeah, and the whole account sharing thing. I mean, that's for sure dangerous. I would never and have never done that with somebody that I know for sure I could trust. But like, yeah, it's always super iffy. And if you're especially like, why would you give your information to somebody you don't know?
Yeah.
Like, no.
I mean, it happens. So, all right. And the last thing, late in the game, random user, one of the moderators from Reddit, posted a screenshot showing that ArenaNet will be at E3 2018. So I believe they haven't been to E3 since Guild Wars 2 launched, or shortly after. I believe.
Does that bode for a possible announcement of some sort?
Maybe. That is the speculation. I think what's more likely is they're going to run a loop of Guild Wars 2 friendships movies that they will have accumulated by then. So
new franchise.
Yeah. I mean, what's likely to come, what's likely to be speculated to come is either a new game, a massive release, I don't know, a new engine being implemented into Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 3's announcement, which I doubt, and who knows, possibly a living story or expansion announcement for this year, like I speculated earlier. But honestly, yeah, probably the most likely thing to be announced, if anything's going to be announced, is a mobile game. And I doubt that's even being announced. I think that it's really just going to be the marketing team with the booth, with, come make friends, since it appears that Guild Wars 2 is turning into the Tyrion Tinder, as I like to call it now.
I can't say much.
That's not fair. I'm still single.
I have met a ton of people on Guild Wars 2, and I almost actually put something on there, but I decided I didn't want to look too much like a nerd.
You can. I mean, that's great that people are sharing their stories, and I'll share my story on the next show. My opinion.
I think part of me thinks it's really cool because, I mean, that's why I made my Twitter account, was because I wanted to meet more people within the community of Guild Wars. I was tired of playing alone and not having good experiences trying to find guilds. And once I made my Twitter account, once I became more active in the community, that's where I met. The first guild was POW, which has led to me doing some amazing community things. The Winter's Day zine, doing my Guild Lores account led to Gord reaching out saying, "Hey, do you want to be a guest on the show?" And then never leaving the show.
You left for one show after.
Yeah.
And then that was it. You were done.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be one show.
Yeah, you were hooked. You were hooked.
So
that's all.
Yeah. So and then other great guilds, Dry Top, the Triple Trouble Worm Guild, that they run that and they helped me get all of those achievements. Working with Guild Mag. Yeah, so it has been a really cool experience. So I think sharing those stories is a lot of fun. I think it's interesting when they shared like the relationship ones. I have a friend who met her husband not in Guild Wars but playing a game. She lived in California, he lived in the Netherlands, and now they're married and live in California. So I think it's fun when you see those relationships forming. That hasn't worked for me, but I have made some amazing friends, and so that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's
right
really
now.
Great. It is.
Poor Gord.
No, it's not poor Gord.
Okay.
There's a lot of great stories behind a lot of great games, but you know, when the lineup, you get the lineup from MMORPG.com, and it's like Warframe is announcing this new feature, and you know, I don't know, ESO announces this, and Guild Wars 2 talks about how somebody got married in their game. It's I'm reserving my judgment till February, like we said, though, till the end of February. So at any rate, anything else, guys? Any stealth news?
No,
anything?
That's it. But I'm seeing some really cool things in chat right now. Like Garaz remembers the exact day that he met me in Guild Wars 2. I saw the Ranger on the hill in World v. World, and I got an invite to this awesome guild. I thought that's pretty cool. I dig that because he remembers the exact day that he actually met me, and just started hanging out. We were playing World v. World, and he was following around, and we were just kind of wrecking stuff that day. But yeah, so it's kind of stuff like that there are other reasons why a game can be pretty awesome. So yeah, that's cool. Thanks for reminding me of that, Garaz. That's a pretty good memory to have, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to poop in anyone's Cheerios at all, but I have a better understanding of the marketing campaign. And again, I don't want to get into it too much because we won't have a show next week. All right. So I guess that's going to do it for what we call news.
Yeah.
The last thing, there was one more thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, I'm calling it now that I believe I said this on the pre-show that I noticed that Lunar New Year is ending on a Thursday. The last time they did that, I believe, was for Bloodstone Fen, which was about the same time they ended the festival, which I believe was Lunar New Year's on a Thursday. The trailer released Friday, and Living Story released the following Tuesday. So I fully expect that next week we'll get the trailer next Friday, right after Lunar New Year ends. I believe it's next week or the week after. So, calling it now. All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Just like that.
Yay!
Yay!
It's like magic.
All right, so as I made abundantly clear, we're saving some topics for next week because the news and topics coming out of Bellevue are quite scarce. So we have to pace ourselves for what we can talk about, or else we won't have a show to do. So this week we decided that we're going to do an odds and ends show. So we all picked a topic that we're going to talk about. Either that something we talked about and ran out of time on, something we didn't fully flesh out, or something like that. So who would like to go first?
Chat, what should I talk about? Gallios is totally going to go
first.
first.
All right, so Gallios is going first. Go ahead, Gallios.
I'll go
what
first.
did you bring for us to chomp upon?
So So I know I'm being very jovial right now, but this is a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and I've said it before in other shows. But today I am just completely so aggravated because since I've been invited to the HCH Discord, somebody posted a video link in their Discord about hacking going on. Okay. And I've always been a really big, I really have a really big problem with people who have to cheat to accomplish a goal. And one of the things that's happening is, there's hacking going on in World v. World where golems will just suddenly phase through a wall and they're inside the Lord's room and stuff like that. I mean, these kinds of things have been going on for a while now, and they died a little bit, and they seem to be back again, and it's a big deal. There's manipulation of matches in PvP, and all of this has been going on for a little bit. And, for the most part, you have to blame these particular players that are doing it. But I've got a really big problem right now feeling confident that ANET can do anything about it or will do anything about it. One, it's very not cost effective to have somebody watching for hacks all the time, because that's when you have to look all the time, because it doesn't happen everywhere. It doesn't happen every match. It doesn't happen every time you log in. So it's a little bit hard to deal with. Well, in an attempt to try to bring this information to ANET, a player by the name of Scorpion created a video showing how things are being manipulated, not only just going into PvP matches and showing it, but actually throwing the matches, doing some hacking himself is what I'm getting from it, to kind of prove to them these are the kinds of things that are going on. We want you to see it. He made a YouTube video about it, and there was nothing done about the other folks that were doing the bad hacking. He was actually banned and maybe perma-banned, which is kind of not right. And, I stick up for ANET a lot, and this is something that I don't agree with. I mean, it's trying to bring things to light to show you how it's being done, to maybe help you look for it. So, when someone is doing something like that, you need to take that into account. Now, here's what I've got to say on the whole matter. This is more of a rant session, I guess, than anything else. If you've got to cheat to win, why the hell are you playing the goddamn game? Pardon my freaking French. Okay, but today I'm pretty pissed off about it, and I don't understand, and I don't get why you even get a game to play just to cheat to win, or to cheat to give yourself an advantage. It doesn't make sense. Back in my day, we'd have took you out in the back and beat the shit out of you. And unfortunately, these guys can hide behind their freaking computer keyboards and do this kind of stuff, and it doesn't do anything. It just makes you a loser if you think about it. So anyway, this is more of a rant. I'm just pissed off because I'm tired of people ruining my freaking gaming experience just because they can. And I hate that. I just absolutely hate it.
I think you're totally...
learn how to play. Learn how to play if that's
you're totally right and justified in being upset about it, because what's the point of cheating to win? And then you get a towel like, oh yeah, I beat you. It's not
winning.
Well, no, you didn't.
It's not winning.
Yeah.
It's not winning. Back in the day, if you cheat, like I said, if you cheated when I was a kid in school in Morgan City, Louisiana, somebody's going to kick your ass. And it's going to be quick, and it's going to be effective.
You know what it is? It's part of the anonymity of being behind the computer screen, not seeing the people face to face. They don't see you, so they can't call you out to your face. I'm like, yeah, that was a total troll move. You totally cheated. Like, you didn't play the game fair. So they feel like, oh yeah, I one up them because I found like a shortcut or I found a way around the system. Well,
this is literally changing things to cheat the system. I mean, there's no exploit inherent in the game that helps you phase through a wall, that helps you. There are many instances of people getting caught and being reported. Now, here's the thing. I wish that it would make a difference to both parties that I'm talking about today. I wish it made a difference to the hacker. It's not going to. They troll, and they troll for a reason. Okay. And then 2, ANET's not going to do anything about it because it's monetarily not in their favor to do anything. Because 1, either it's not generating any more money, or it's going to cost them money because they've got to put somebody on it to watch it. So it's not going to happen. But here's the thing. For people like me who are very loyal to the game, this is an atrocity that we shouldn't have to deal with because we are doing it by the rules. And that's who you owe. Okay? That's who you owe. I don't like getting on a soapbox. I normally don't. But this kind of thing just chaps my ass. I saw speed hacking in Dragon Ball. I played against some people in Dragon Ball that were speed hacking. And what that is when you get in there, they're moving so fast you can't hit them with anything. They constantly hit you. It's just really, really annoying. Now,
it's not fun.
It's not. It makes it unfun, and it makes you not want to play. And I mean, the whole goal of having these things, these items to do, is to attract people to go play in the hopes that they're having a good time and they're going to spend some money, right? Well, guess what? The people that should be having a good time spending the money aren't having a good time. So guess what they're not freaking doing? They're not spending the money. Yeah. Because I know I'm not going to. The only reason I stay in World v. World is because I personally don't see it as often as I've had it told to me that it's being reported. But this is a ridiculous atrocity that needs to be handled because it's ruining the game for the people who deserve to be playing this game. People that are cheating do not deserve to be playing this game because they're not playing a game. They're manipulating a game. And there's a difference between both of those.
Yeah,
so anyway.
The people who are cheating for sure deserve to be banned. And the people who are reporting it, even if they're doing the hack and streaming it to show like, look, this is an issue. Yeah, those people shouldn't be banned. Like, that's almost like when companies do like, hey, if you're a hacker and you can find a hole in our security system, let us know and we'll reward you. Like Google does that. ArenaNet needs to have a similar thing. Like, hey, if you can find a way to break the system, please let us know. And they should be rewarding those people. Like, here's 200 gems or something. Thank you for letting us know that this flaw or this bug exists. We can go fix it.
Right. At least to address that, hey, we've heard what you've said. Please don't do it anymore because we don't want you to be wrapped up into the same old thing. So Scorpion, if that, I hope you get your account back and I hope everything works out. But anyway, I had a much more intelligent conversation in mind about this, but my emotions took over. I can't abide a cheater. I cannot abide a cheater. To me, it is one of the lowest forms of scum and villainy there are in the universe. I don't get that. You know what? Mm-hmm. Beat me, but beat me fair.
Yeah.
I don't mind losing to a fair fight. I don't like losing to cheater. I don't, because you didn't give me your best effort.
Yeah.
You gave me your cheat effort. And if I have no chance of winning, that's wrong. And I say I in the grand scheme of things, like everyone is I. Yeah. That is playing the game and playing it legit. And I know the majority of the people that are playing this game and enjoying the community are not cheating. Okay, I know that. But the ones that should be noosed. I'm sorry. They need to be hung out to dry. They need to not have any access to this game ever again. It just needs to not happen. And again, I understand how it can be a very difficult for a company like ANET to decide whether or not that they need to go and chase these people down. But I do remember a time when they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of gone. I mean, I remember Gord telling the story of the guy that they basically took the guy's account, stripped him of all his clothes, and made him jump off a cliff.
Yeah, I remember
game.
that.
Yeah.
So where is that gone? It needs to come back. That kind of thing is going to go a long way with your customer base, because we are players, but we're customers.
Yeah.
You've got to take care of your customers, guys. You really, really do.
And it says something to like curating the community of when you are publicly saying like, this person was being disrespectful to other players, so they got banned. This person was cheating, so they got banned. And letting people know, hey, we don't tolerate this within our community. If you're going to be a jerk, if you're going to be a troll, you need to go elsewhere.
Yeah, Cujo just brought it up. I remember standing in Camadon and watching Doom pop up and cite somebody and was like, permadeath, bitch.
Yeah, I only saw Doom pop up once in Guild Wars 1. But, like, there was that moment of, like, oh, snap. Something is going down. And, like, they're gone. That person is gone. I wonder what they did. I wonder how they were a jerk that they just got banned.
Right. Yeah. So, Gord, there's going to be a lot of bleeping out of this one. I have a really big problem with this, okay? I've never been a fan of this kind of thing. And you know, when this popped up and I was like, oh, it's the hacker talk again. But then when I saw what happened, it really just kind of made me even more angry. It's like, here's somebody that's trying to point it out and he's the one that's punished. And it's only because he made it public. He made his video public. Let's not do that. That's not cool, man.
Well, I mean, nobody likes to talk about it, but look at what they did to Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, this needs to not happen. We're your customer base. Let's not do this. Like I said a while ago, and I think, Gord, you were out of the room. I have stood up for ANET on just about everything. I can't handle this. This is something that could cause me to even not want to play if the good guys are getting banned and the bad guys are still playing. And the thing is what's going to happen is your good guys are going to go, your bad guys are going to still be playing. They got nobody to exploit anymore, and they're going to quit too. And where does that leave you? So think about it, guys. It is a character and a moral issue that needs to be handled. Show some character. That's what I want. I want a little character shown. And again, I know it's probably fallen on deaf ears to both the people that do it, because hackers are doing it because it pisses people off. But it needs to stop. Something needs to happen. There needs to be some way to look for it. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. I apologize to everyone if I was a little bit offensive, but I have a really big issue with it. So I'm done.
Yeah.
Coon ass out.
All right. Well, I don't want to type this. So me bringing up Brazil just for the benefit of people in chat, a couple people said they don't know what happened. Brazil did a video highlighting the lackluster die channels, and he highlighted it by showing that ArenaNet during their stream of Legendary Armor was using, he said they were using Reshade. The official statement was that it was hardware settings on the monitor that it made the color change, but basically it was highlighting the glowing effect of armor, legendary armor, in a way that's not in the game. So Brazil was partnered, and he was removed from partnership because they said it was a personal attack. I don't feel that it was. I feel that it was whatever, but just for the benefit of people in chat, that's what it was.
I vaguely remember some of that, but like I don't pay a whole lot of attention to when bans happen, and I should pay more attention to like other like the partners and other big community members, but like I sort of just stay in our little world. And maybe that's not the best of me, but I'm like,
I mean, Luke is saying that there was stuff after that. I don't recall there was stuff after that. The video released, and it was a couple days later that Brazil lost his partnership. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I didn't really see anything. I really only follow Brazil on YouTube and Twitter. And I mean, it is what it is. I didn't agree with it. I felt that there was some truth in the video that he released, and that was that. So, I mean, it is what it is. The partnership program is for them, you know, to decide what they're going to do with, but there's definitely a certain formula that has to be followed to be in the partnership program. So that's where I'm going to leave that. That's just for the benefit of people. I don't really have an opinion on that, you know, other than what I said. So
yeah, and I don't like it to be a bash fest. It's just this is something, you know. I am a big proponent of this game. I love this game. I've played this game for a really long time. I love it. I don't want to come down on things, but as a player, I feel I'm doing due diligence as a player that has been playing so long and someone who has supported this game. I need to speak out on it, not just for me, but for other people that I'm getting. This feedback came to me from somebody else. So, you know, if it's affecting one person negatively, it's affecting at least 11 more that you don't hear from. This is something I learned a long time ago, that you can have a good experience with something and you'll tell at least one other person. But if you have a bad experience with something, you will tell everyone you see. Yeah, that's something to remember. You have to keep that in mind, okay? So, again, this is probably falling on deaf ears, but I'm saying this because I have a small forum. As you know, we're not a huge podcast, but we're big enough to at least get some people to listen. So I'm hoping that it falls on someone's ears that cares. If it doesn't, at least I did my part, saying that I think it's wrong. It needs to be corrected. We need to do something about it. Okay? So I'm done. Gord, if you are ready to take over, sir, what is your topic?
My topic was I wanted to kind of revisit mounts. I feel playing World of Warcraft, I have experience with mounts. I had experience with mounts in Terra, but Terra was a Terra Bull game. I did it funny. Anyway, I wanted to revisit mounts. One thing, and don't get me wrong, the mounts in Guild Wars 2 are fun. They've improved the game, and they're great. The thing of it is that I wanted to kind of bring up is, you know, one article sticks out to me. It was either MOP or MMORPG.com, where they said the headline of the article was Guild Wars 2 mounts done right, and it never really sat well with me. You know, playing World of Warcraft, there's a lot of mounts, and you know, there's some comparisons between the different mounts. I guess what I'm trying to get at is with mounts in World of Warcraft, they do two things. They either fly or they run, and you get 25% movement speed. In game, you spend about 1,000 gold, 5,000 gold, and you can upgrade to a faster speed and whatnot. And that's really it. What I wanted to look at was Guild Wars 2 mounts. It is interesting that they utilize, each mount has its own special use. So, you know, the bunny jumps up, the raptor jumps forward, the skimmer, what does the skimmer do?
Skimmer goes faster on water, and it hovers over the water, so you don't have to swim. You can just
you don't crash whenever you jump off a high cliff with it. It
that is
hovers
true.
down.
Oh yeah, it mitigates falling damage. And then the other thing, the jackal uses portals or whatever.
Whoosh.
The thing that I don't get about mounts, all of them give you that movement buff, but the one thing that I never got about mounts is, and this whole title of Mounts Done Right, where I feel they lost it was there's no quick select. for mounts, and that's always bothered me. It's very clunky and cumbersome.
What do you mean no quick select?
So like
you have to switch mounts before you can mount the mount. Like there's no shortcut. I think that's what he's trying to get.
Like
if
you play a game like I'm trying to think of a game like Resident Evil or something like that. They have a quick select for weapons. So where you hold down the left trigger on the controller and a menu pops up, and then you push the directional button either up, down, left, or right to quick select your weapon.
Yeah, like Luke is pointing out in chat, you can keybind. So like I have all of my mounts bound to different keys, so I can just control Z or whatever, and I'm on the Raptor versus control X, and I'm on the Bunny versus control R, and I'm on my Griffin. So like, how is that not
there's
a quick
no
select?
flow. That's not a quick select. That's a hotkey. So for me, I have my hotkeys set around WW. So most of my keys that are in my finger positions, because I use a gamepad that has 14 keys, and I use a Razer Naga that has another 12 keys. So all of my auto run and my skill keys are all bound to my Naga with a couple other things, and my movement keys, F1 through F4 skills, now F1 through F5 skills with some of the elite specializations and stuff like that. There's really no room for me to put that in. So I still have to go up to my keyboard and do a combination of like Alt X or Alt, X1 or whatever. So, I mean, for me, I don't see where the difference is between WoW's mounts and Guild Wars 2 mounts. And I feel like it's kind of silly, because if you're going through a couple of jumping puzzles, we'll say, where you have to go from the Raptor to the Bunny, back to the Raptor, now to the Skimmer, back to the Raptor, back to the Bunny. And most of the time you're using either the Bunny or the Griffin, from my experience. So it's just kind of a clunky thing to me. I don't know.
For me, I mean, Cujo called it out that you can't switch mounts while you're on a mount. Like you have to dismount and then you can get on your next mount. That's for me the only real clunky thing. But like, I don't World v World, so I don't have binds like you do. I haven't had a problem with my quick binds. It's just that issue of like, well, if I'm on the Raptor and I suddenly want to hop onto the Skimmer or the Bunny or whatever, I have to. It's annoying. It is annoying to dismount and then wait and then remount.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing. So I mean, that's one of my disappointments with the mount, I guess. I mean, the other is, I don't know. It doesn't feel. It feels like it has more of a. I don't know how to word it. A cheesy hook, with this mount jumps high, and this mount jumps forward, and this mount jumps through portals.
I sort of like that though. Like I like that each of the mounts, they're different animals and they have different skills. Like that makes sense to me. You've got the Raptor who runs really fast and a Griffin flies. That makes sense. It's got wings. And then you have a Bunny thing. And of course the Bunny thing is going to jump high, whereas a Raptor isn't going to be able to jump high because that's not what a Raptor's for. So yeah, it's kind of a cheesy gimmick, but like for me, it's a gimmick that works. Like it doesn't make sense that you would have a Griffin be able to spring straight up.
Yeah, so I just want to expand real quick. Ratha's saying in chat that Guild Wars 2 mounts aren't perfect, but functionality-wise, they're much better designed than WoW mounts. WoW mounts have basic functionality and nothing else, but literally hundreds of skins, and that's kind of that's where I'm confused, because what functionality wise, what is so much better? Because the base of all the mounts in Guild Wars 2 is that they pretty much go faster. They give you that speed boost, but just having that one additional thing to me seems more cumbersome. Because you're speeding across the plains to get to the high jumps, so now you have to dismount, mount your bunny, jump up the cliff, then you have to fly across or jump across. So you have to get back on another mount, and it's more like.
Well, I think that's just the execution between switching mounts. That's a little clunky. If maybe they can figure that out and put a patch in that you can do a quick change, so that way you could be running on the Raptor and you get to that cliffs and you can just quickly mount onto the bunny and hop up. That would, I think, fix a lot of frustration.
Well, Luke said it. The GW2 mounts have weight. They don't feel like you're just controlling your character like they do in WoW, and that's kind of true. Mm-hmm. But that weight is typically about $25. where in WoW, I believe I don't know who it was that said it. Ratha said where they literally have hundreds of skins. There's 600 plus skins, and 599 of those skins in WoW are perfectly achievable through game, either with in-game gold or with doing a quest or something like that. So I don't know. It's just something that confuses me, and I want somebody to kind of make it make sense to me how.
Well, I think, I mean, I don't play WoW, so I don't know 100% for sure, but with microtransactions becoming a big thing more recently, I'm guessing that a lot of those WoW mount skins came in before the age of microtransactions, so of course they would be in-game, whereas right now where ArenaNet's at, like, microtransaction is the thing, so you would put things in the gem store, whereas when Guild Wars 2 first launched, it seemed like there was a lot more things available in-game as achievements that you could earn, and they have moved away from that.
That's true, Luke. They do cost $15 a month to ride, technically, but
WoW.
But I mean, I could do 3 quests and get a mount. Where I don't know. It's just weird. To me, the ones in Guild Wars 2 are pretty much the same as the ones in WoW. Like WoW mounts, you move faster. You go to see the stable master, you pay him 1,000 gold, and now you can move 33% faster instead of 25% faster. And then you go back and you pay him 5,000 gold, and now once you complete whatever it is you need to complete, now you can fly with that mount, and that makes things easier. And it's true. It definitely feels more secondary in WoW to me, but like in Path of Fire, I don't know too much about the new Living Story map, but I know in Path of Fire, it was the mastery system was built around these mounts, and they were very integral parts of the game. You couldn't get to some areas of the game without first doing this mount. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's very strange to me. I don't see any difference between the WoW mounts and the.
I mean, as far as the mounts being the mastery system, I thought they worked much better as a way to gate things and as a way to do map travel versus the previous season where the mastery system that they were adding in was like, here's all these different ways to map travel, lava tubes and root systems and like whatever it was, but it was all the exact same skill. You just had to unlock it for that new map. It didn't build on it. It wasn't anything new. It was just, here's a lava tube versus here's an ice flow versus here's a root. And I, to this day, haven't unlocked a single one because they did not add anything to the gameplay. So, whereas at least mounts felt like it was adding something to the gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, WoW's definitely not for everybody. But Kyrath Hawkeye said it. The idle animations in Guild Wars 2 give mounts much more personality in his opinion. In my opinion, I agree with that. But, I don't have much time to sit around in WoW and stare at my raptor dancing or something like that, So I think that's kind of another thing. It's just, to me, and I'll be fully honest, full disclosure here. Path of Fire was designed around, in my opinion, of course, Path of Fire was mainly designed around the mounts because they knew that the mounts were going to bring in the gem store item of skins, and that's kind of how they built it, where really in WoW it's just kind of you kind of have to have mounts in WoW, because if you're walking from point A to point B in WoW without a mount, it's horrible. It really is. But I mean,
it is probably the most excruciating experience you can experience in a game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not here trying to shout from the mountaintop that WoW is better than Guild Wars 2. It's just one of those things.
Well, they're just different.
When I think about it, it's not much different, though. They provide the same thing.
Again, a lot of what you're experiencing right now is the fact that you get to do what you want to do, and that's completion stuff. And right now, you don't have enough of that. And like I said earlier in the show, I get that part of it. I enjoy WoW. I don't love WoW.
I'm not going to say...
I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. I don't love
the same
it.
thing. I don't love
It's
WoW.
been over a decade since I tried playing WoW, and I just remember really not liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only part I have problems with, I enjoy the quest stuff, and I enjoy that. What I don't like is the early on, like Gord said just a little while ago, it's excruciating if you don't have a mount.
Level 1 through 60
20
is
oh
like,
my God.
Ugh.
It's horrid.
Yeah, I don't...
And now it's
That would be why I didn't
7.35.
like it.
And the thing of it is that
the combat mechanics kill me too.
look,
if any time you need to have 15 skill boards up, and trust me, I did play WoW when I had
it's
60
not like that
skills.
anymore. Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
I haven't gotten far enough into it to notice that yet. But anytime it needs that, to me, it's just like it's who's got the most skills, not who's got the most skill, right?
My DPS rotation realistically uses in WoW uses 10 skills. I have 3 filler skills. I have 3 movement skills. There's a heroic leap, a dash, and an axe throw that I have. I have a couple other things thrown in there, So there is a lot of skills in there, but it's not like it's not like it was. That's how it was when I was playing Cataclysm.
Do you remember that though?
Yeah.
Like you had like half your screen, half your UI was like skills. And it's like you barely have enough time to even think about what the next freaking skill is you're going to use. So it's like, why is there so much stuff here? But it's a fun game. It's a fun game. I don't dislike WoW. I don't not like it. I do enjoy it. I do like it. It's just if I had a choice between the two, I'd like to see more content in Guild Wars 2. But if I had to choose between it, I'd still choose Guild Wars 2. And it's simply because it's more player skill based than skill based. And that's what I think that's what I've always liked about it. Because honestly, I'm kind of adult ADD. All that crap on the screen, that's just too much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it was when I tried playing it all those many, many years ago. I was told, like, oh, well, you got to download all this extra stuff that, like, helps you play the game and find the things and blah, blah, blah. And my whole thing was, if I have to download all this extra stuff so that I can play the game, the game is broken.
But you don't have to have that stuff.
I never downloaded any of that stuff. And I had the worst experience trying to find the story. Like, I got dropped into the game, and then I played through a little bit, and I could never find, like, where I was supposed to go to next.
That's true still. And again, the 1 through 60 experience is not great. And a lot of the lore is in Warcraft 1 through 3, which was the RTS. So I mean, that's neither here nor there. I'm reading a lot of stuff in chat, and it's like there's a lot of stuff that is really based on old WoW. WoW is a lot different, since Draenor. So I mean, and
I think that's what it'll take is getting to a certain point, because like right now it's exactly the way I remember it.
But see, this is kind of how it is with. It's very hard to have a discussion with. And I'm filtering myself because I'm trying to say this without being offensive, because I am a Guild Wars 2 fan. But I've come to learn that there's 2 people you'd never argue with. One is a Guild Wars 2 fan, and the other is a religious zealot, because you're never going to get anywhere. It's like, I'm not here to say that WoW is better or not. There's a lot of things. I don't think any of us. Yeah, no, I know, but you can see it in chat as it goes. It's like, oh, standing still in a game in 2018. Well, why not? Why can't I? I have to move out of the red circles once in a while, you know. So it's just that it is almost, to me, my whole goal in WoW is to be like, you know, I've spent the first 5 years in Guild Wars 2 just being that person where Guild Wars 2 was my game. That's the only game I play. That's the only experience I have. I can't look at anything else because it can't be better than Guild Wars 2. You know, WoW is not any better than Guild Wars 2, and Guild Wars 2 is not better than WoW. I mean, WoW is the juggernaut.
Different types of games.
Two different types
two different games. Well, I mean, that's like me where I don't like Black Desert Online, and I've tried it, and there are definitely things about Black Desert that I was like, oh my god, I loved the actual fight mechanics, like the skills. It was so much fun, and getting combos was great. The graphics are way better than Guild Wars 2. Their camera system for taking screenshots, which I love taking screenshots, was phenomenal. Guild Wars 2, like I can't even, when it's like control the camera so that it goes up or down. Like if I'm zoomed in, I can't see my whole character. Like you're still cutting off. Like I need to be able to drop the camera down lower, and they can't even do that. So like the camera system is legit got some issues.
But here's my point.
But
my issue is with mounts.
I'm just saying,
we have talked about everything.
We talked about everything else, but
we started going off on tangents. All the games are different, and I'm fine. They all need to exist because I would hope that whoever is building the mount system for Guild Wars 2 is looking at how mounts are done in other games and going, well, what can we do differently? What can we improve on?
Mounts in Terra, mounts in ESO, mounts in WoW, mounts in Guild Wars 2, in essence, are all exactly the same. They are made for movement and enhanced movement or faster
like, how
movement.
much do you change it?
The only difference between ESO, WoW, and Final Fantasy that I know of is that Guild Wars 2 implies one mechanic that's locked behind a mastery system that you needed to grind XP for to unlock. So my question again, back to the beginning, close the circle. I don't see how Guild Wars 2 mounts are so much better than all the other mounts. You know, taking everything else aside, my little stabs at skins and everything else, I could say with all honesty, I'm not being bitter or anything else. I really do believe that the mount frames were set up from the beginning. The game is going to revolve around the mounts because that's going to be our monetization system going forward. I really feel that way. So my question is, how are they better? I don't think anybody's answered that yet.
For me, they were better because they each had their unique feature. Like that thing that you had to grind out to unlock was what made them, for me, interesting. Maybe not for you, maybe not for other people, but it made it interesting for me. It made me want to get certain mounts because they each did different things versus like, oh, well, once I have the Raptor, I don't need anything else. Well, the game tells me I do need to get the bunny so that I can get to higher levels.
Okay, you're right, but let's be honest. A lot of those masteries for the Jackal is completely unnecessary. You do not need the Jackal. You can get around the Jackal. So you don't need it. The Flying Pancake you don't need. How many people honestly use the skimmer?
You do need the Flying Pancake. I use the Flying Pancake quite often, and I'm starting to slur. So I apologize.
You've been drinking the apple juice too, haven't you?
The apple juice, the spiked apple juice. I like the skimmer. Now I don't like the skimmer on land. That's not what it's for, but you got to have the skimmer to get to certain places. So yeah, I've used the skimmer quite often.
Yeah, but 2 places. I would say 2 places.
The Desolation, you got to have it. You got to have it.
Yeah, you have to have it in Desolation.
It sucks balls without the friggin'.
You have to have it in Desolation, but I'm just saying.
For hazardous areas, you got to have it.
I think it's one of those things, like, it's not for you, but, like, other people are enjoying it.
It's not about that it's not for me, because I do enjoy the mounts of Guild Wars 2. What I don't understand is why the mounts of Guild Wars 2 get an article written about them that says mounts done right.
Makes a good point. Well, Dolvik makes a good point. And, you know, that's bragging on your game, and you know, I'm okay with that. But like Dolvik says here, the mounts in Guild Wars 2 are more than a sprint boost, which is why I prefer Guild Wars 2's mount system. So they have a specific function, which, it does make sense, but there are some silly things, and there's silly things in all of it. You can't carry a mount in your backpack, which is basically what you're doing in every single MMO.
Yeah.
But it is kind of cool that you have to actually use a little bit of thought process to use the Guild Wars 2 mounts and what they would be most optimally used for. So that's kind of cool about it. I'm not saying that makes it better, but it's kind of a cool thing that I enjoy about the fact that it's not just any mount that gives me a speed boost.
Yeah.
I'm looking because there's specific functions for it, but there's also the caveat, and I'm going back to Gordon supporting his thing, is that it does seem like the terrain and the achievements and the things that go on were designed around the mounts. So I understand his point of view. I get it.
Well, they definitely
Am I thinking
were.
clearer because I'm drunk?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Well, they definitely were. I mean, this was the new expansion, and they were putting a new mastery system in. And just like with Hot, they had to design the maps around. Well, now we've got gliding, and we've got these bouncy mushrooms, and the ley line energy and whatnot. It was okay. Well, the new mastery systems are going to be these mounts, and each mount has a special skill that they can do. So how do we design the maps, and how do we design gameplay and barriers around using these mounts? So the Jackal and the Raptor are basically the same. They both run forward and they go fast, and they have a leap option that makes them go exponentially further, faster, whatever. The Jackal is different. You could argue, oh, well, it only looks different. And, well, okay, well, it looks cool, in my opinion. But the feature that they gave it was to be able to go through portals. So they designed okay, there's going to be areas of portals that you can leap through the portal, and it takes you to the other side, and only the Jackal can use those portals. I mean, that's what game design is. It's making
and in
puzzles.
a way, it makes sense. If you're going to introduce something new, you have to introduce it.
Yeah.
And if you don't introduce it with the ability to use its skills, you'll never have it in game. So it's kind of weird that it wasn't there before, in the beginning of the game, because if these mounts could have been available in the beginning of the game, we would have seen all of this already. So It makes total sense that they have to design a map in order to use the mounts that they're introducing, make it a little bit more fun. Now what I do want to see, the fact that you can ride the mounts in Corteria, they need to start adding some of the things that they have in POF to Corteria. That needs to come.
Yeah.
But they won't, because they didn't do that for Heart of Thorns when they introduced
I
it.
know, but they still need to
see
introduce it.
I think
Gliding is
what
different.
it comes down to is Rata basically said it, that the fact that GW2 mounts move in different ways and are situationally better or worse than each other make them more interesting, and that's why people might consider them better. So I think I do agree with that, but it makes sense. I think it's time to move on. Anyway, it's not that I'm here trying. What is going to happen is I am, when I play WoW, I am constantly comparing WoW to Guild Wars 2. And I'm questioning, why is this and why is that in Guild Wars 2? Why is this way in WoW, and so on and so forth.
Fair enough.
And, it's just really more of a social experiment for me, because I said it last week and I'll stand by it. Guild Wars 2 fandom at times is synonymous with Stockholm Syndrome, where it's just people just like something because it comes from ArenaNet and say it's so much exponentially better, when really it's not. And I think challenging the game and challenging the mechanics of the game is really a way to go.
Well, people with anything, games or not games, they get attached to their thing. Knitting is better than crochet. Mass Effect is always going to be amazing because it's Mass Effect. Physical books are better than ebooks. You get attached to your thing, and because you personally love it so much, and it has changed your life, or it's made you feel good when the rest of your world was falling apart. You're gonna defend that thing. So I understand that, wanting to defend it, because at times it does feel like a critique against a thing is a critique against you personally, because I like this thing. If you're saying that there's an aspect or that you don't like, or you don't like the whole thing, then somehow you're critiquing me as a person.
Yeah,
and
that,
it is
you're
learning
hitting
to
the nail on the head.
Yeah, it is learning to let go of that. It is learning to say, well, yes, you like the thing, and the thing has some cool parts, but this part of it could be better, or well, you had a great experience with it, which is awesome. However, I didn't. Like, me not having a good time with WoW doesn't negate the fact that millions of other people have had a great time playing WoW.
I'll say too, I do not. I have a level 42 Windwalker monk or whatever it is, the wind monk panda, and I do not have as much fun with that as I do with my boosted level 110 orc warrior. And there's a reason for that. I'm in Eastern Plaguelands right now with my monk, and it is brutal. It is so boring and brutal at times, and it's just like I know what's waiting for me over the hill once I hit 80 or 90 and get into Northrend and all these other areas. You know, some people still bypass Outlands. Yeah, exactly. So going from 1 to probably 80 in WoW is a very brutal exercise.
I don't think I got past level 20.
Yeah.
And I was the alien thing. When the aliens were new, I was that thing. I made an alien thing. And I even tried some of the elf things.
An alien thing, I love it.
I think the Draenei.
That. I made that, and I never got past level 20, and I tried the elf things. I tried, like, the good elf and the bad elf, and I tried the cow.
The Tauren.
And again, never. I don't think any of them got past level 20, because I would get to a certain point, and I was like,
Gallios Shardblade, baby. Gallios. That's the name of mine.
It's definitely rough, and this is by no means an exercise for me to put Guild Wars 2 down or anything else, but I always feel that it's better to challenge things, and I feel, like I said, Kora, please don't take offense to this. Please don't, because you're a great person, whatever. But if I came to you and I said, you know what, Kora, I was down on the corner and I saw ArenaNet come up and they kicked a puppy right in the damn face, right in front of me. You would look at me with your big... I'd say Pixar
didn't happen.
You would look at me with your big innocent eyes and you'd be like, well, the dog was obviously rabid, Gord.
No, I would not. I would say Pixar, it didn't happen.
Pixar didn't happen either.
Yeah, Pixar didn't happen.
But there's just, and it's not a bad thing. There is kind of this, and this is just me being at the other end of the spectrum. There's this mentality in the Guild Wars 2 community that criticism is bad. Going on and on and on and on and on about criticism is bad. And I've gotten to the points that sometimes where I had to scale myself back because all I was doing was complaining, and that's not what I try and do. Questioning things is not bad, and I think that we need to question a few more things because I see the direction of the game, and to me the story in Guild Wars 2 is a very thin soup. It's like a bouillon cube in lukewarm water to me right now. I need to see the next chapter.
Just in a story, Gord?
Yeah, story. It's just I feel like we're playing Nightfall 2.0. It's just I didn't ever think that going on 6 years into the game that we would just be getting into Cantha and or Alona, not even in Cantha yet, and just reliving the Scarab Plague. I know that's your favorite lore, and I'm not trying to put that down, but it's just like I really expected to be further along than where we were, and we have E3 kind of hanging over our heads. More than likely, it's going to be a publicity event because, I do feel that the marketing team is really pushing hard and getting stuff out, and that's great. That's what we need them to do. But, I really hope we're not standing around at E3 with everybody walking around and they're playing, how I don't remember their name. And obviously that video came out for Valentine's Day, which is fitting. But I really hope that they're not playing that on loop in the trade hall of E3, because what are you doing? You don't go to E3 to talk about friendships.
I don't think they're going to do that, Mr. Salt Lick.
It's not a Salt Lick. I do not. Here's my rule for advertising. If you do not show your product in the advertising, I will not buy your product because I want to see your product in action. They
So you're
talked
not gonna
about
go
the
see
game.
Venom then?
What's Venom?
The Venom movie?
What Venom movie? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. Okay, Venom, Spider-Man, Venom, the new Venom movie with what's his sexy
I didn't
face
even
name?
hear about it.
But like they released the teaser trailer, and like they show him, like just him, the actor, but they don't show him when he transforms into. I don't think Venom's actually a superhero. I'm wondering how they're gonna pull this off because Venom was like an antagonist, but like they don't show him in costume. I'm like, the whole point of the movie is we all want to see Venom, and they don't even show him in the trailer. So like,
It's a turn
you
on.
can't go see Venom then.
No, I can't. I won't. I honestly I won't. If I don't see something to pull me into it, I won't. I'll wait and I'll watch it on HBO because I already paid for that. But anyway, I think I've talked enough. I'm not trying to be salty. I'm definitely not here to say that WoW is better than Guild Wars 2 because WoW is not better than Guild Wars 2.
I don't find you're saying that, so
Well,
I'm hoping nobody else does because I don't hear that.
Again, for those with the Stockholm syndrome, or I mean GW2 fandom, just keep it in mind that's not my intent here. It's good to play other games, and I said it just last week. The best way to play Guild Wars 2 is to play other games. And I'll get to Guild Wars 2. So
I do know what I miss for sure: combat.
Yeah.
So, you don't know how many times I want to dodge back with my worldview.
Oh, that would be my housemate. This is his house. I'm living in his guest room.
That's
so
cool.
He's playing guitar.
No, that's cool. It sounds good. Anyway,
That's awesome.
That's it for me. So Kora, I've stalled quite a bit. So it's
We've
your
stalled
turn
a
now.
long time, honey. Hope you got something. It can even only be 5 minutes.
Okay, so I'm trying to think, who was it, Dolvik or Kaiju? I really want to see Pacific Rim, and I've had apple juice. Story. So like, where, like, for me, my biggest issue, and I bring it up all the time, and you guys like shake your heads, and you're like, you're never gonna see it, Kora. Malik is the hugest, for me, dropped storyline ever. And I really, and I know they're like, oh, well, there was so many inconsistencies now that like retconning it would be a big issue. And I'm like, where are these inconsistencies that they're talking about that they would would be too hard for them to retcon? Because it really just needs to be, drop it in as a fractal. Drop it in as a fractal that takes place during Heart of Thorns, like the start of Heart of Thorns. And it's just put a blighting tree in there. And this was the tree that Malik came from. And you could have it either be, we see Malik get transformed into a Mordrum, and then we have to fight Malik and kill him. Or Malik somehow, because he doesn't have the protection of the Pale Tree, somehow he doesn't become a Mordrum and is on our side, and he helps us fight the Mordrum but gets killed. So that like there, end of Malik's storyline, like, and it wraps it up all nice and neatly. I want to know, like, why is this so hard for them to just put it in as a fractal, and then it wraps up that whole Sylvari storyline that we got with personal story. It was one of the personal storylines if you created a Sylvari character, and for me that was just like, So that's my little thing. And then where are we going next with the story going forward? We've now entered Cantha. Yeah, we're getting the Scarab Plague. I'm guessing. Okay, we all can fairly certain say Paolo Joko broke free. He's out. He's creating the Scarab Plague. Bad stuff's about to happen. We're going to defeat Paolo Joko. Like, we're going to put him down for good. That's coming. I can't see us not fighting Paolo Joko and ending him permanently, because then it really is just a rehash of Nightfall, that we're just going to let him keep running things. Like, no, we are going to put him down. Yeah, Cujo, I mean, I feel like it's an honor for me to call you a kaiju, because I love kaiju. So... So once we defeat Paolo Joko for good, where is the storyline going from there? Like, we've freed Alona. They're taken care of. They're finally out from under the shadow that was built up in at the end of Guild Wars 1, we have to go into Cantha. And Cantha is below, like on the map of like Tyria, Alona, Cantha's down here. It just makes sense for us to keep moving down. And what does that mean? Does that mean that we're finally going to get like revamped water combat? I hope so, because water combat is everybody's favorite right now.
Sarcasm and dejected.
Right. So I think that would be a good way for us to, we finally get to see Steve McBubbles, the friendly dragon. And we go into Cantha, and hopefully they've figured out whatever geopolitical issues that were going on there. We know Cantha, at the end of Guild Wars 2, there was a plague happening. There was, the Emperor at the time was like, only Canthan humans are amazing and everybody else get the F out. So like, what's been happening in the 250 plus years since they've gone a little bit North Korea on us? Like, we need to get in there. We need to see what's going on. We need to break them free of their evil overlords. We need to go in with the
dragons rampage everything. Or at least sit on top of a mountain and watch Palo Joko do all the work.
Right? I want to find out what's going on with Kudavang. Because we had Kudavang as a
gonna be retconned
good dragon in Guild Wars 1.
Yeah, he's going to be retconned out. I believe that was touched upon a while ago, and I don't remember what the official response was, but that is a nut to crack. The biggest problem that, as I understand it, for Cantha with the geopolitical issues was Caning City, and that's easily destroyed in a tsunami. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. I really do think that when we get to Cantha will be the end of Guild Wars 2, and we'll be moving on to something else. At this point, I believe that a lot of the it's too hard mentality is because it's too hard because of the years of spaghetti code and the bad engine. And I think I'm interested to see what happens at E3. I don't expect any. I don't optimistically. I would expect to at least hear about Guild Wars Mobile, which I'll call right now. If Guild Wars Mobile is centric to the 6 human gods, then it will, at least in my mind, close the conspiracy theory that they changed the story midway so that they could accomplish that. Because I do feel for years they were building the 6 to replace the dragons. It could just be my own personal opinion, or it could be fact.
It might have been. It might have been the writing team that they started with and they had for a while was building towards this, and then they've got a whole new writing team now with a whole new vision.
That is not an excuse.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm saying that it is what it is.
Games. I'm rescuing Illidan right now. Not rescuing, but I'm doing quests centric to Illidan, who was the boss in Burning Crusade that was 10 plus years ago in WoW. So, I mean, that's the kind of continuity that, I know that's French to you, but that's the kind of continuity that I'm talking about. And I'm sure that Blizzard lost people that were writing Burning Crusade to Legion. So, I mean, I don't see that as an excuse. You can't change the entire story. I believe their motives are different that I'm not even going to get into now.
Here's the thing, though. The bit that I have worked in the game industry, anytime you have new writers come on, writers want to put their stamp on things. Or you have people up high saying, like, yeah, this was the way that the story was set up to go, but, I personally don't like it anymore, or like, or our team is having issues with it, so we need to revamp the vision. We want this to happen now. And whoever is the writers or narrative team on staff at that time make the changes. So whether or not that they're like, they can speak up and go like, oh, but we had this plan, this long 10-year plan that we were going to stick with. If somebody from on high says, no, change it, things get changed. And like that happens sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. We hear about it with a lot of games where like, okay, well, this was the trailer that they showed at E3 2003, but this was the game we got after E3 2010, and that's totally different.
Yeah,
and how does that happen?
No. It is a different situation. I'm going to take a moment to just answer Extra Moses' question in chat. I don't hate Guild Wars 2. I'm a long-time Guild Wars player. I've been playing since 2005. And I languished through the 5 years of no development, 3 years of no development, no news in Guild Wars 1, while Guild Wars 2 is being prepared, and I have a set expectation for this game. I bought Guild Wars 2 on the principle that we were going to be fighting dragons and everything else, and have all these multi-threaded storylines that were in play that recently just are not, and it's forcing me away from the game. Is really what it comes down to. So I don't hate it.
The game has dramatically changed from what was advertised that Guild Wars 2 was going to be. There are some things, there has been some dramatic changes. It's not so much branching anymore with, it's not with the different races. And if we played when Guild Wars 2 launched, you saw it was set up to have, new species, new races are going to be coming in with, expansions or whatever, and that's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's no new playable races, no new playable professions, no new playable weapons, and
no new legendaries.
All this stuff that's coming in. So it's kind of like it's in a very different place, and I'm trying to find myself in a game that is now advertising itself as more of a social experiment than a game. Is really what it comes down
to. It is different. I would not be upset if we got a Guild Wars 3 announcement, or of like, okay, we're new engine, and this is going to be the thing. I think they could do some awesome stuff with a new engine.
There's definitely something coming. God bless you. There's definitely something coming. I don't want to say negative side. It's a side of me that doesn't want to set itself up for disappointment again. And I would love to see something coming through from E3, but honestly, I see a booth with Guild Wars friendships all over it, and a loop of all the people that met in game and all the beautiful stories. I don't
see them doing that, because I that's not what E3 is for. You don't
spend
you're
right.
the money to do that at E3. I think we are going to see some sort of announcement. I just don't know what.
Well, Luke's touching on another thing too. Is
I was going to say this.
There's
I was probably going to say the same thing.
That Guild Wars 2 said, we're not going to do this. We're just not going to do this, and they kind of reneged on. But then there was other things that they didn't. There's a very heavy weight on free content costs money. There's just a lot of issues with Guild Wars 2 right now that are making me kind of step back with stuff. They changed on the Holy Trinity, but there's other things that they won't budge on that they really should budge on, in my opinion. So, I mean, that's really all it is. I don't hate Guild Wars 2. I pay for this podcast. I produce this podcast. I bought probably close to $500 worth of equipment, audio equipment, invested time to learn how to use this audio equipment to produce this podcast, because I love
this.
The game.
All means a lot to Gord. So yeah. I'm going to stand up for my friend. This means a lot to Gord, and the reason he gets, and we'll put it in air quotes, salty, is because this game means a lot to him. And if you if you don't know the emotions, I've been playing with this man for the last 6 years now. Is it 6 years, Gord?
Yeah, buddy.
So 6 years I've been playing this game with this man, and I know where his heart is, and I know what he wants, and I get it.
Into an intervention.
And yes, do I like to hear his disappointment in the game? No, I don't. But I understand where it's coming from. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that Gord's a completionist. I've said it earlier. I'm saying it again. He's a completionist, okay? This is what he enjoys doing. For me, it's not that big of a deal, because the way I play, I'm not a big completionist. I just want to play the game for the joy of playing the game. Everybody's got their niche. Everybody's got what they like. So to think that Gord doesn't love this game, if he hated this game, we wouldn't be doing this podcast. Period.
Yeah, we've had discussions, buddy.
You know, these are things Gord and I have talked off air.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know the conversations we've had where it goes.
I love you, buddy. We got to move on. We got to move.
Yeah, but I just want to take up from my friend because I know it's not. But
it's not hate, but
not.
You know what? I can understand why people would feel that vibe from me because it's more confusion. And playing WoW was really a good experience for me with Guild Wars 2 because there's a lot of things I said it to somebody in chat. WoW still has that new MMO smell. I played WoW in the past, but I never played the new WoW, and it's new to me, and therefore it's where my bread and butter is right now. But probably in 9 months, who knows where we'll be. So
I mean, you like all the achievements. If Guild Wars 2 was to suddenly say like, hey, we're dropping in, the all brand new achievements that equal the amount of achievements that are already in game, like we're doubling everything. Like Gord would be back in game and like in game nonstop until he got all of those.
The best example I have is right now. There's currently a 13-day event in World of Warcraft for the archaeology sub profession where you have to grind through archaeology sites to get 600 bones, and when you get these bones, you get this really cool looking ghost mount. It is boring as hell to go through and collect these bones. You're basically running through, fighting trash mobs, trying to find and dig this stuff up and everything else, and it's boring as hell, but the payoff is there. And I've done it for maybe 3 hours. I have 3 hours to go, and I'll be done. And I have this nice shiny mount, and I can move on to the next thing. It used to be that way for me in Guild Wars 2. I've made 13 legendaries, I think, or 12 legendaries. I don't remember. I used to be able to say it all the time, but I have. Now all I have left are the Series 1 legendaries that I don't like or I'm not going to use, so I don't have that push to make them. Every achievement that I have over 29,000 achievement points, everything that I have left is content that I don't want to have to grind out because I feel like the time invested to get the achievement point is more than it's worth. So for me, there's like not a lot to do in Guild Wars 2. So
I play for the lore, so it's a completely different style of playing than Gord and Gallios. So, like, I don't have most of the achievements like Gord does. So, like, if I was like, I'm going to get achievements, like, I've got, like, 3 years of achievements that I can go for. And, like, I'll be busy. And
that's exactly why I say the best way to play Guild Wars 2 is to not play Guild Wars 2. Because when you get to the upper end of it, there's some people that are still playing that have 5,000 more. You know, Dewar has 34,000. He has every single achievement point that's possible, I believe, in the game, and he's partnered and he still plays. For me, it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
So anyway, Malik, I hate to say it, Kora, but I don't think they're gonna do anything with Malik.
I know
it sucks, but I don't think. And this is part of the double-edged sword of the new direction of ANET is that they don't want to look back, but there's so much back there that needs to be looked at. They just want to press forward, and they're shrinking down the scope of the story to make it more digestible. And I really do think that something is coming in E3. I mean, I don't want to hype myself up for that disappointment, but I really think that it's going to happen. So, anything else you want to add?
No, because my housemate is like going fierce on his guitar. So
jamming out, rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to close out the show. Hello.
Cue music.
My thing stopped working again. It always does it around this.
That's what she said.
It's a stupid do not disturb. I'll cut it in post. And we're back. Yay!
Good bumper. Good bumper.
Stupid fucking. I'll cut that out. So that's it. Another show Next week, I fully expect that, like I said, we're gonna have probably a trailer to talk about, and I'm very interested in this because one of the things that Mike Sibowitz said, who's the head of global marketing, is that they have expanded how much new stuff that they show in the trailers. So the trailers should be a lot more to digest with a little bit more teaser in it. And I'm pretty excited to see that. But next week, we're probably going to be doing our breakdown of how, our review, I guess we'll call it, of how we feel the marketing went in February. Miko and I talked about it last show. We had some pretty high expectations of it based on what Mike S. was saying on the forums, and we'll see. So that's that. So, Kora, do you have any shout-outs?
Dolvik gifted me the bunny goat because he likes the show. And they. He. I should not have had the apple juice. I'm sorry.
You should not have had the tainted apple juice.
See, you all got to smoke the stems. That's what I do.
Yeah, the apple juice. Thank you, Dolvik. It was so sweet of you. And I told you, you have got a standing open commission order. If you want me to draw you a character, or if you ever want to give somebody a thing, just let me know. Because you totally didn't have to do that for free. And it was awesome. I love that bunny goat so much. It makes me so happy.
She may shed a tear.
All right. So, Gallios, do you have any shout-outs?
I'm going to shout out to Cajun Cujo simply because he says we don't say his name enough. So, Cajun Cujo, this shout out is for you, buddy.
All right. My shout out, I really don't have any this week. Guild Wars 2 related. Check out, I don't know. Stay tuned. Let's see what they give us next week.
Let's see what they give us next week. I will say this, though. Thank you to chat. You guys have been amazing tonight. Yeah. I mean, the conversation has just been on and on and on. So thank you to you guys. You make this show even more fun, and you give us some stuff. So cool. Thank you all so much.
Absolutely.
You guys are awesome. I love you all.
All right. So, Kora, if the good people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
I am on Twitter at Guildlores. I'm also on Instagram at Guildlores, and I'm on what else am I? Tumblr at Guildlores. And if you want to find me on Discord, I am Kora #2568, and in game I am south of Neptune.6254.
Awesome. Gallios, where can good people get in touch with you?
If you want to get in touch with me in game, I'm Gallios.8142. Send me a little message. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, I'm Gallios at Gallios_GW2. And in our Discord, our Shadow of the Dragon Discord, I am Gallios #3334. Drop me a line.
There you go. And we can't forget Miko. If you want to get in touch with Miko, she is at InkySticks on Twitter. You can get her in Discord at Miko #3586. And you can get her in game at sanspen.6093. If you want to follow the show, you can reach us by email at sotdpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at SOTD_podcast. And you can find everything else you need at sotdpodcast.com. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Gord the Norn on Twitter. You can get me on Discord at Gord #4133. I'll be in the WoW channel, Horde, of course. And you can follow me in game if I'm there at Gord.8654. That's it. Another one bites the dust.
Another one in the can.
All right. Thank you. Yay. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with our look at the marketing that rolled out in February. Say good night, guys.
Everybody. Good night,
guys. Good night, guys.
All right.
And we are clear.
Yay.
Yeah, I got to clean this one up enough. See, it serves me right for trying to do an alt intro. If you missed the alt intro at the beginning of the show, it's going to be in the blooper reel on the audio version. I'm so happy with the audio this week. It was so bad last week. And it's night and day. So I'm so happy.
Good.
Ratha, that's who brought it up, who I couldn't think of before. So thanks for hanging out, guys. And again, I'm trying to be very conscious. I don't want to come on and be like, "Oh, Guild Wars 2 sucks and WoW's better." That's not not my cup of tea.
Yeah, well, right now it is. For you, it's a little bit of a drought. For me, it's a little bit of a drought because I play for the story. There's no story right now. So,
I play to just kill other people.
so you're always good.
Yeah, I'm good all the time.
Yeah, it was definitely the apology droughts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure something's gonna come. I'm really trying to hold back because I'm like, wow, this is such a big deal for Arena to be at E3.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, man, I've felt that feeling before, you know, because I think it was I think they were at E3 covering to promote an esport thing when that, remember Gallios way back when that Italian video game site released a bunch of things. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was way back. It was before Kora joined the show.
Was it a leak?
No, it wasn't it was technically it was a embargo leak. It was something coming up. They were at E3 to promote esports, and some feature was coming. And
I vaguely remember something about this.
I don't remember exactly.
It was
what it
so
was.
long ago.
But
golly.
I think that's the last time they were at E3, and they were just there promoting esports. Now they don't have esports anymore.
They're going to promote. I'm calling it right now. They're going to promote new engine for screenshot taking, and the way they're going to promote it is it's going to be footage of Steve the Friendly Dragon. There you go.
Cora, I love you tremendously, but that is not going to happen.
That's where their hands are tied, and that's the only thing that makes me say that they're going to either go to Guild Wars 3 or they're going to a Guild Wars 2.0. They have to get off of the engine they're on because, I mean, people say this and that and the other thing. They built a great game, but their engine is almost, with upgrades admittedly, but their engine is almost 18 years old. They developed this engine in 2002.
I just want to take pretty screenshots. And
you can do that.
If that means they need to get a new engine,
you get a selfie toy in WoW.
It
even has a sepia filter.
Back into Black Desert Online.
Yeah, but everybody.
I could stream all the time, and you could just take screenshots of me, Cora.
I mean, I could do that now.
Problem solved.
Wait a minute.
I always look good.
There's I see a little button. Stockholm syndrome with Dolvik there in chat. There is just as much toxicity in Guild Wars 2 raids as there is anywhere else, and that is the truth. I've played WoW for 3 months now. I have not done any raids. I've pugged dungeons, and I have not run into one toxic player yet. I haven't run into players as nice as they are in Guild Wars 2, but I haven't met all these toxic players that permeate WoW, and I'm sure that's because I'm not raiding right now. But I mean, I don't know. There's just as much toxicity in Guild Wars 2 raids as there is anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can go into any game community and you can find toxicity. Sometimes if you're looking for it, sometimes if you're not looking for it. But you can also go into any game community and you can find amazing people. With a little bit of luck, with a little bit of asking, it just depends on where you're going and like how the moderators are doing a good job. Like I've been playing. Okay, so right now on my phone, I love mobile games. I love them. My phone is one of my favorite game consoles, and I'm playing the Battle of Polytopia. And if you like strategy, little turn-based, but like just trying to conquer the map, and it's like cute graphics, whatever. It's hard. It's so hard. I can't get all 3 stars. I'm so mad on none of the cities. So I found the Discord for the community, and I hopped on there, and I'm like, hey guys, what am I doing wrong? And they're like, oh, well, if you're only playing against like 2 other AI cities, you got to like try ramping it up to 9, and like, oh, you got to go for like unlock these skills first to get to the stuff. So like any community has amazing people and has like terrible people. So Guild Wars is no different.
Yeah, but Ratha's saying it in chat, and it's true. It's the high end play. It's the high end fractals is where you're gonna find them. It's in the competitive PvP is where you're gonna find them. It's in the competitive pug and range.
Because the only thing that they've got is the fact that they can do this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm trying to be kind of clean, but I guess we're not recording anymore, so it doesn't really matter. It's he who has the biggest heart on is the coolest.
Cajun Cujo out there. You got recruited to JQ because you got kicked off the pirate ship, son. Don't even start that BS here.
I can say it. Like, I for sure had terrible experience. I played all of Guild Wars 1 solo. The only time I played with a friend was like a friend I had in real life because I got her into Guild Wars 1, and then she became exponentially better. But I played Guild Wars 1.
That hurts my heart that you had to play by yourself.
I played solo, so like I never got into go into the underworld. I never did dungeons.
I would grab randos to take it
because anytime I would try to team up with people, if they were looking for like, oh hey, we got a group going for this thing. As soon as I popped in and they found out I was running a ranger, they'd kick me because nobody liked rangers.
I know. I remember.
Or they'd go, oh, okay, well, you got to share what your skills are that you're using. And because you could do that in Guild Wars 1, you could be like, here's my build. And once they took a look at my build, they'd kick me because they'd go like, oh, this person doesn't know how to do a good build.
You had to spend so much time alone. Yeah. Oh my God, I wish you would have met us a long time ago.
Yeah.
Our guild was so awesome with that back in the day. And it was before Guild Wars. I mean, this was before Mog Nation ever existed, before Mog ever existed. My current guild and my current family, before it existed, it was just me and my brother.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of friends that played, but that was one thing that was cool is having people to go in with. Man, I feel sorry for you that you didn't get to enjoy that.
I played Permacin in Underworld, and I would just take any DPS. I didn't care.
No,
because all I would do is I would pop my perma, invincibility. Good night, Luke. Thanks for coming. I would pop my.
Good night, Draws.
Oh, good night, Draws.
Yeah, good night, Garaz.
Sorry,
Garaz, my good and old friend.
But anyway, I would just pop my invincibility. I would ball everything up, and then I would have the DPS crew come in and just take care of it. I would do full clears. I hated Underworld when it switched over to an 8-person assassin meta speed clear. That's when I stopped.
I tried being in guilds a few times, and I'll tell every time this comes up, I'm very open about it. I would either find a guild that was full of nice people, but they never did anything. So that's not helpful to me. If you're like just a guild,
we still have our guild on Guild Wars 1, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, look at all my vape. Oh,
no, and then the other type of guild I found was they did lots of stuff, but they were all jerks.
Yeah.
Am I making a lot of like royal hand gestures? Is that what we're?
No, I was
did something about his vape, and I
was looking at my clouds I'm blowing.
The most I could do is go outside and smoke a cigarette right now.
I
don't have a vape.
I gotta quit vape pens because I'm getting life insurance. They want to charge me like $2,700 a year
for vaping.
For vaping, they consider vaping smoking.
Oh, jackass!
Get a cool mist humidifier. I love my cool mist humidifier. Like
that's what this is. It's water vapor.
No. Look, that thing. You can see the steam coming out of it. I don't even have it cranked up high, and that just makes cool humidity in the room. I love it.
So this night might have started out really difficult, but I have to say this is probably one of the funnest nights we've had in a while.
I'm torn because I love these shows when we have this open format, but I see it's very hard. It's very hard for me because since day one, and Gallios knows this, we've always tried to promote everybody. We don't pretend other podcasts don't exist. We endorse the other podcasts. You know, we promote the other podcasts as best as we can, and they do the same thing. You know, but it's
building community makes the community.
It's very hard because everything is just coming down to this one thing, and it's like there's six different podcasts, and we all pretty much touch on the same topics every week. It's really tough. I miss the Guild Wars 2. You know, I used to complain about it like, oh, there's so many storylines open, but I miss that. and my favorite thing to do was speculation, and there is no speculation to be had. There's just, it's like, wah, wah, wah.
Well, we'll see with the next story when it drops where things are going. Once we find out what's happening at E3, you know,
Yeah.
I choose to be hopeful about things, and like it is a choice. Me keeping the rainbows and the unicorns and the rose-colored glasses on.
I love your rainbows and
Yeah.
unicorns and rose-colored glasses, Kora.
Just to address Dolvik real quick, this is not smoking. The FDA, it's not a tobacco product. It's probably not 100% safe, but in a cigarette, in a tobacco product, there's probably 3,000 chemicals and different ingredients aside from the tobacco leaf. Where in this, there's 5.
And the tar is just enough.
The tar, the carbon monoxide, the nicotine that they add, the various different chemicals that they add, and everything else. So this isn't really smoking, but people see it as smoking because I hit it, and what appears to be smoke comes out of my mouth when it's just water vapor. So it's just to say. That's my life. I try not to be stressed.
I have a chronic condition that like necessitates me trying to be like the Buddha, like just let the stress and the anger roll off of me. And like if you listen to my other podcast, like you can see like that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
But like
I am the Buddha.
Right? I try to just be relaxed, and like the stress that I have, I relegate it to when like the once a week when I do my check-in with my friend. I'm like, okay, here's why like things are terrible this week. Or like here's where I'm stressed and like anxious, and we talk through it, and like that makes me feel better. And like the game, like I could choose to be upset, like I don't have enough things and enough story or whatever, or like the game isn't catered to me specifically with all of the things, but like that's not gonna make the gameplay fun. Part of the reason why I like Guild Wars 2 is because like I don't have to be on it every single day to get things from it. So like I've played once in the past 2 weeks, and like that was cool and that was fun because I got to pop in. Like I said, I played with the crew in Dry Top, and like we got to do bounties, and I was on chat with them, and I've never played with them before, and I've never hopped into chat, and they were such cool people because immediately they were like, okay, we're doing these bounties. Does anybody have other things? And I'm like, I don't do any of the bounties, so you could basically name one, and I don't have it. And they were all instantly like, what are some of the hard ones we can get her right now?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean that's something that's definitely a lot more common in Guild Wars 2 than WoW. The only negative experience I had in WoW is this guy, and he was an asshole. And I hope you're watching this show because you're an asshole. He leashed a whole bunch of demons to himself in this one area, and he ran right at me as I was fighting. So I don't know if he's just trying to test me or whatever, but you know, I'm pretty good.
No. That's common.
Yeah, that is common.
They have that.
But he leashed a bunch. He tried to
games
get
too.
me killed. I destroyed everything that he grabbed, and what he did is he went and
everything
aggroed.
that he held dear.
Well, no, he went and aggroed a secondary group of demons, leashed them, and then dragged them into me. And it wasn't just dragging them into me. I was already in combat, so when I hit my target, I hit the targets he was dragging. So he was basically trying to kill me to be an asshole. But you know what? I killed every single one of them. So kiss my butt.
Yeah, that's very common. That is very common in a lot of games that use aggro that way. That's very common.
Yeah. It is.
I've seen it. I've seen it in other MMOs that I've played before. That has happened to me.
Part, I don't play games where there's other people. Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars, you know, the MMOs. I want to say puzzle pirates, but like there's no way like people are poops in puzzle pirates. Like you're all trying to be pirates together, and like you're just there because it's like super easy, like Tetris-y puzzles, or like weird, like I don't know if anybody else has played puzzle pirates, but like I cannot imagine somebody going in and being like, I'm gonna jack up this puzzle that is my personal puzzle to try and jack up somebody else's game. Like that doesn't work. I'm trying to think if there's been any other games. For the most part, I play solo games. Even when I'm doing real-time strategy. StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2. I love the RTS. Grey Goo, which is just, if you like StarCraft 2, go download Grey Goo. It's an amazing game. It's so much fun to play. The graphics are fantastic. The name leaves something to be desired. It sounds like you're playing a kid's game. No, it's like StarCraft 2 quality. And I want to say the graphics for the cutscenes were done by Blur. And if anybody knows Blur, go play Blur. What? Are you now?
Gallios can't even spell right.
I can't freaking type. I got my goddamn hands on the keys.
And see, Cujo talks so much shit about me, and I'm the only one that ever pronounces his name right.
I was trying to type it. I want to 1v1 him in the arena because I want to see how good he is.
Kugo and then Jujo.
I can't freaking type his goddamn name.
Kugo is a goddamn rabid dog. Jujo is. I have no idea. All right, but I do have to say, I gotta wrap it up.
I'm looking at the Cujo, but I'm also seeing the A, and I'm just like, it's like, I'm not dyslexic, but my brain is doing like a dyslexic thing, and somehow it's like anagramming all the letters around until I see kaiju.
That was a really, really, really fun interaction right there.
No, it is.
I was really trying to type Cujo, and I kept typing it over. I'm like, son of a bitch! Fucking goddamn it!
Yeah, but anyways, like I was saying, for the StarCraft 2 for the Grey Goo, they have the multiplayers where you can like, I'm gonna play this one and like against people playing these other things. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. That's a whole nother level of stress that I don't want. I just want to take my time and play the way I want and like whatever. I have fun with it. So, yeah. But Guild Wars 2 is the only one where I'm like, I wanted to be part of the community, and I made a concentrated effort to be like, I am here. Pay attention to me. Welcome me into the crowd.
And just to address Dolvik, people are there's buttheads in all MMOs, but like Rauta said, it's really nice when I'm wiping the 10, 12 demons he's pulling to me every single time and still at like 95% health. And like, I'm just waiting for him to bring the next set, so bring it. That's fine. I'll sit there all day, slay demons. I don't care.
So anyway, thank you for correcting Cujo's name for me, by the way, Kora.
You're welcome. It's hard to type it. I was just trying. I was like, where's the K? You not.
So anyway, my 6-year-old is still awake. It is now 10:01 p.m. my time.
Go put her down for bed.
I gotta go to bed. I promised my wife I'd be up at like 6 a.m. with her. So
yeah. So we're gonna go for the night, guys.
It's a great time.
Been a fantastic night. Yes, this has been a very, very fun show. Thank y'all for coming out, and we appreciate you guys that stuck with us even after we called it a night. So thanks so much. Gord, you're my bro.
I know, brother. I love you, man.
Kora, I love you, bro. Kora,
I have had 3 things of apple juice. I love everyone.
Awesome stuff. That's awesome.
We should write something and try and get the Gallios. You should put that thing in, and we could try and win the trip to ArenaNet.
Yeah, we could. I can try that. Maybe I can. I actually have a little bit of talent at writing, so maybe I will.
You're better than me. I'm the AV guy.
Well, look. The more I looked at it, I was like, golly, how much of a testament is it for us? I mean, just look at us.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know you before Guild Wars 2.
Yeah. And I invited you to my wedding.
I got invited to the wedding. And look, my wife even asked me the other day, hey, where is it that your friend lives? She's like, I want to move. She goes, where is it that your friend lives? She said, where does your friend live? I said, who? She goes, doesn't he live in like, Dover or something like that? I'm like, what the fuck is Dover? She goes, like, who's your buddy that you do your thing with? What's his name? Is Gord? I was like, yeah, Gord. I was like, he lives in Poughkeepsie. So she was like talking about moving and everything. So like, I mean, when you think about it, it is pretty cool that what brought us together was a video game. It's really neat. So
and I don't want to poop on that, but in my opinion,
You poop on this, I'm gonna
no. This is a good part, a good worse too. But in my opinion, it makes it look like they have no confidence in their game when they're relying on feel good stories.
I think that's a you thing though, because I don't have any problem with it. I think it's personal preference of like it doesn't bother me.
What it comes down to is you're in the target demographic and I'm not.
Yeah, and that's what that's
all
what
it is.
That's what ads are. Like you can't hit everybody
they definitely have
with
a
your ad
demographic.
at all times. So like there's other products and other ads out there where I'm like, oh, no.
The thing you have to keep in mind. The thing you have to keep in mind is they are going to have a demographic and they are going to have a target audience because they do have to make that money in order to stay afloat and to pay debt. Because you do have to have that in every business.
But you don't have to. You do have to make money, but you don't have to downsize your resources.
I don't think it's a downsizing of resources.
All I'm saying is now you guys are taking away from me playing Regency Solitaire.
So. It's on your console, your iPhone.
But anyway, yeah, I can't. I am very thankful for this game for the friends that I have made. So yeah, I'm not going to guarantee anything. I'm going to think about it. I may write something. I doubt very seriously I would win, just simply because I win nothing.
Just don't mention me. Don't mention me by name.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
Mention me.
If they don't like that, then screw it. I don't want to win.
Yeah. No, you should totally do it because you never know.
The friends that I've gained through this game are pretty amazing. I've gained a lot through playing this game, and I mean. I have more friends through this than I have right now in real life.
No,
I mean, my wife's my best friend here, but like I have multiple friends through this game, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. So I'm really pleased about that. So anyway, now I'm just doing a fucking commercial. So
their marketing is very effective in my opinion right now, very effective, and I have to recognize the fact that I am not in their target demographic. I'm not.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So
anyway, all my friends, good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Gord, Kora, good night, guys.
Good night. Good night. I'm stopping the stream now before we start again. Good night, everybody. Bye. When I say hello and welcome to Shadow Dragon, you'll be unmuted. All right? Okay. This week on the show, we're talking odds and ends. With all the news that's been coming, there's still really not a lot to talk about. So we're going to take this opportunity to take a look back and revisit some of the things that we just didn't spend enough time on. We also have what we call news and our usual fun and banter. The trailer's got to be coming soon on Shadow of the Dragon. No, that's a joke. That's a joke special for you guys. That was actually Legion's theme, so we're going to start the show now.
No Ford.
Oh, my Lord.
It was good, right?
It was good music, though.
It was good music.
All right, hold on. I'm starting up. Music. Now I'm actually recording.